All right, hi. How's it going? How's it going? Oh my god. Let me just make sure everything looks fine here. God, or rushing me or something. Good morning. Hello. How are we? How's it hanging? Hello. I already drank all the water out of here. Poop emojis. Oh, hi there. Hi, BL. How are you? Hi, Metallic Death. Hi, JT. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Hello. Hi, Prof. How are you doing? Oh my gosh. Hanging low and to the right. Like these nuts. What do you mean hanging low and to the right? Me? What'd I do? Let me see. There we go. Okay, I'm just getting my Twitch stream up here so I can actually see you. Does it seem like... What? Does it seem too dark in here? Good morning, Mark. How are you? Hi, Daniel. How are you? Hello from South Africa. Hello. Hi, Joe. What are your thoughts on dissonant death metal? Honestly, I don't know what that is. Or is that I'm assuming that is a subgenre? Would that be a subgenre of metal? Or is that dissonant as a band? Don't judge me on my ignorance. Sub-Ds. I just have a glass. I literally don't know what to do with this. Sorry if I'm silent. I drank all the water out of this, and then the song ended. I was like, shit. I was like, I don't know what to do with this, so I'm just gonna stick it there. I don't know. I'm also kind of still wearing my pajamas. I basically just put my makeup on. I was like, all right. I took Rusty out, everything's fine. I shoved some Nutella toast in my mouth, and now we're here. I feel like it's very dark in here, and I kind of want to, I don't know. Maybe I want it to be like that. Ulcerate, Gorguts. They would be examples of dissonant. Okay, because I've heard Gorguts, and... Ulcerate, I actually need to check out. Dissonant death metal, huh? What's dissonant about it? Dissonant. What does that mean? I'm looking it up. Don't judge me. How are we doing? How is life? How are things? How was your weekend? Lacking harmony. Irregular dissonant chords. It's just the way it sounds. Alright. Does it look better this bright? I don't know. Hydrates before we do hydrate redeems? Bro. Tell me about it. Well, my breakfast just wasn't sitting right. You ever have that? You just eat breakfast and you're like, bro, what be happening? We're here to make coffee metal blacker than the blackest metal. Blackest than black. There you go. I can't read. I can't get over that. Does that dude still do metal cooking? What is he, the black vegan chef or something? Black metal vegan chef? I'll look him up. It's been a while since I've checked in with him. Black metal vegan chef. Oh my god, I just spelled chef with an S. Oh my lord. Vegan black metal chef. I literally just spelled chef SHEF. I literally can't. My brain is not functioning. I'm eating breakfast at 3 p.m., girl. Oh my God. Goals. Nah, he does. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't posted in like 3 weeks, but he still does. Not very often, though. Damn. Yeah, his like fourth videos from like 2 years ago. The vegan chicken nugget shootout. Oh no. I literally spelled it like that. Yeah. Shreddies and apricot wheats. Yum. I love apricots. No one calls it dissonant death metal. It's usually just called tech death or maybe avant-garde death. That's why I was like, I haven't heard dissonant death metal really. I've either heard like tech death or avant-garde. But when he said dissonant, I was thinking avant-garde. But I wouldn't put Gorguts as avant-garde. Werner Dog. How did you get into metal? Don't you like pop more many? What? Didn't you like pop more many years ago? You should see my video on how I got into metal. I actually did a whole video about it because I had so many new subscribers come in from the Satanic Panic video I did. So I just like cleared it up. So I did used to like, I mean, I've never really liked straight pop music. I mean, when I was like a gym girly a couple years ago, I listened to a lot more like kind of pop music, sort of, but I was really into like, because I'm a vocalist and I like being able to sing along the songs, I would listen to a lot of like slower reverb versions of some of the like older pop hits from like 5 years ago. But yeah, after the recent drama with Ariana Grande and like I just stopped supporting her, I could not listen to her music anymore. I stopped listening to pop music, and now I'm telling you, dude, like I've listened to nothing but metal for the last year, since like cutting Ariana out of my playlist. Look, we'll get to the Hannah Montana shirts in a minute. Well, like after cutting Ariana Grande out of my playlist completely, I can't listen to her music anymore. And this is coming from somebody who like the latest album she released, Positions, which was in 2020, I think, from the pandemic, was like all I listened to. Not all, because like I was doing this channel at the same time, but like I had the CD in my car and I would play it every single day, knew all the songs. I'd literally listen to it all the time. So once I cut her out, I was just like solely listening to metal. And I can't listen to anything else but metal. Like when I try to get to any of the pop girlies, if you listen to pop music or just like a music, keep up to date with music at all that's outside of metal, like some of the pop girlies are releasing music. Katy Perry's about to drop an album. Billie Eilish just dropped a new album. It's awful. I can't listen to any of the new pop music that's coming out right now because it just doesn't hit me like metal does. It doesn't hit me. It just isn't giving me what I want. And admittedly, like pop music right now, what they're releasing within the last like 3 years has just been trash. It's been trash. It's been really bad. And it's like pop music 10 years ago, like 2012, was banging, dude. California Girls. You had just like absolute bangers. We Can't Stop from Miley Cyrus. Yeah, it's just like, I guess it's just like I've been listening to so much metal that the pop music is just so god awful. It's so bad. Ariana's new album, trash. Everybody who's praising it, it's god awful. Taylor's Tortured Dead Poets whatever society, I feel like I'm being tortured listening to that album. It's so bad. Billie Eilish's, I listened to the whole thing because I was like trying to find something new. I'm trying to find a good pop girly, and you know what? The only girl who's actually like had a banger of a decent album was freaking Olivia Rodrigo, and her last album, Guts, was the only one that I was like, oh my god, unique songwriting, you know, a different style, and that's because she's kind of going for this more like pop punk sort of vibe. So she's like trying to be like today's Avril Lavigne in a way. So that was the only one. Metal Blade has Torture and Evisceration Plague LPs. Okay, so I'm actually about to talk about that, Justin. It's not on their site. It's not on their site at all. And so I guess we could talk about it, because is this your rant? It is. So, and Justin, you can help me with this if you want, because there's comments on your video saying that they're both Torture and Evisceration Plague are up for pre-order right now. They're not. So what it is there's a bunch of drop shipping sites, like I think Rare Waves is one of them, and they're saying that on July 19th of 2024, they're supposed to go up for pre-order, but it's just a bunch of drop shipping sites. Metal Blade has not mentioned anything on their site. Metal Blade has literally not mentioned a single thing on their site. There's no social media promotion on their Twitter or on their Instagram. Cannibal Corpse has nothing on their social media. There's nothing in their stores about it being up for pre-order. I have searched significantly for any proof. There's literally not a single announcement saying, hey, on July 19th, we're going to be releasing this pre-order, which is just weird. And so I know people said that they are, but from what I understand, it's just a few of these like weird kind of indie shops, and they're all saying the exact same thing, like Tortured LP, Evisceration LP, vinyl up for pre-order July 19th. And they're charging more than what Metal Blade is doing. So I think they're showing prices of like $35, $38, where a normal Metal Blade LP will be like closer to like $30 or $25. So, yeah, I was going to talk about it. It's in my rant. But, which I guess, look at you acting like a pop cant. No, so I'm passionate about like both of those vinyls, because like I said in my Cannibal Corpse 2 deep dive, like the Torture LP I think was like $100. And I'm obsessed with that vinyl. And so Evisceration Plague, again, it's been like 15 years since that album came out. Did you just call me a Brussels sprout? And so, yeah, basically it's a drop shipping company. I would be very wary about placing an order with, like, for example, if we go to, it's been like all over my phone. I've been looking at it. So like Torture vinyl pre-order. And let's say we go to, I think it's like Rare Waves or something like that. So there's a website like Rare Waves, for example. I've personally never shopped on this site, so I don't know exactly their whole situation. But I know they have some sort of connection to eBay. And this is a site where apparently you can pre-order Torture, the vinyl. And it's not, I wonder if it's even there. There it is. So it says you can pre-order the vinyl for $30 and that it comes out on July 19th. The thing to do nowadays is to have indie stores get exclusives, and those stores don't take pre-orders. The drop shipping lies. So I'm going to show you this because I would be very, very wary. There are people that have commented on J-Dog's thing and said, hey, it's up for pre-order. There's people on Reddit and Cannibal Corpse's thing that have said that they've actually pre-ordered this. Let me see. I'm going to probably have to adjust the screen. So give me 1 second. But I want to show you this because I want you guys to just be aware of this coming from somebody that's like trying to get an evisceration plagues thing. Let's see if I can show it. Okay, perf. Sweet. So I don't have to adjust it. I would be very wary about ordering from this site for this. It says $30. Now I have a couple predictions too. So, I mean, you do whatever you want. I'm not here to tell you anyway. But Rare Waves, from what I understand, I mean, look at this. They sell clothing, home and outdoor, gaming stuff. From what I've researched specifically with this site is that a lot of like movie collectors, like people who order, you know, any sort of Blu-rays or the Steelbooks or whatever, they order from this site. And it's a drop shipping site. So this is a place where this is what I'm assuming is they are going to take your money, $30 for this vinyl, and they're going to wait until Metal Blade actually starts to pre-order. So my guess is that with this coming, with every single drop shipping site saying July 19th, I think they got word that that is when Metal Blade is going to officially announce that you can start pre-ordering it. That's what I think. And so I think on July 19th, Metal Blade will make an official announcement saying like, hey, pre-orders are up for Torture Evisceration Plague, like, come at you. So everybody that's pre-ordering right now through Rare Waves, they're actually just being put onto, like, a list where Rare Waves will then eventually, once Metal Blade makes an official announcement, they'll just immediately order for y'all. For anybody that ordered through Rare Waves, they're just going to be, like, the middleman. And then that way, it just comes out whenever. And so Rare Waves will then email people and be like, hey, you know, it's delayed or whatever. That's at least my prediction with it. You'd stick with the originals? I'm catching up with, she can watch my shit if she wants. I talk about what I like there. If she agrees, cool. If she doesn't also. I don't know. What do you think, Justin? I mean, because that's the thing, is, I say right now I'm not collecting in physicals, but I definitely check it out streaming. Dropshippers have been saying you can pre-order stuff like that and hasn't been released for years. So that's my concern, is I don't believe this listing at all. And if I were you, if you were interested in this, I would be wary of this. I would not give them my money, and I would wait until I get an official announcement from Cannibal Corpse or from Metal Blade, because there's nothing official that has been announced. And so I personally think, paranoia to the max, it's not. True collectors are not going to go through like Rare Waves personally. Like, this is an album that, like, if you watch my part 2 video, it's over $200. There's a copy that's $350 right now on Discogs. Like, the only reason why I'm passionate about it is because this is like almost a vintage vinyl that they're like offering. So I think, and that's the thing, is like Rare Waves has like an Amazon account. Amazon is even accepting pre-orders right now for this Torture vinyl. It probably is banned in Germany, you know? So, I think you and everyone should think for yourself and be you, not care what others think. It's not about liking same bands. It's about having similar mental mindset on standing up for what you believe. I agree. I'm not being cheap. Am I being cheap? I spent $120 on a vintage OG Blasphemy record. Yeah. I would just be wary. I don't know. It just feels fishy, especially because, like I said, there's nothing being announced. There's no publicity whatsoever. I mean, Metal Blade is like fully promoting, you know, 200 Stab Wounds, which is about to come out, and Black Dahlia Murder. Like, that's all they're promoting right now. There is no mention of this. No mention of torture. No mention of Evisceration Plague. Nothing's being announced. I don't know where they're getting this July 19th date. I don't know where they're getting that from. I don't know if they just pulled that out of their ass and they're just, you know, gonna keep telling people, like, delayed, you know. Until I see a reissue on the Metal Blade site or on HHR, I'm not buying it exactly. Because personally, I feel like as a real collector is going to want something that's like an official release, you know? So, I don't know. It's up to you. It's totally up to you. You can do whatever you want, obviously. But I just don't trust it, in my opinion. AliExpress. It's like AliExpress. So things are going to plan. Duh. Be wary of this dick. They can play shows in Germany, but they, just like Paul said, there's like certain songs they can't play. So said July 29th, and all the others shippers copy that date. It's July 19th. So I'm assuming one of these people heard a rumor that is when Metal Blade is going to officially announce. Because also the other thing you have to keep in mind is that Metal Blade and most record companies, like when they do a new vinyl variant or something for pre-order, they usually give the audience at least a month, you know, to pre-order it, to build some hype. I mean, that's what Earache did with that, like, blue gel vinyl for Wormrot. You know? So, did you miss anything while I wasn't here? I was talking about pop music, and I was going to hold a thought on Hannah Montana. On my Hannah Montana shirts. They're vintage. That's the only reason why I keep them. And I also wear them sometimes in my videos to troll people. So there you go. You're going to see Sabbath in October. Nice. So, essentially, it's not just Rare Waves. It's also, I mean, there's a couple other places. Like, you just have to literally look it up. And just look up Torture vinyl pre-order. And yeah, it's like Gimme Metal. $32.98. Targeted release date 7/19. And that's on Gimme Metal. And I'm like, how? Does YouTube have a restream bot? It's just so we can combine the chat. I know it looks funky. I wish that there were some things that we could, like, you know, make it a little smoother. So, yeah. Anyway, we can move on. But yeah, just be wary of that. Because I don't trust that unless there's an official announcement. Because like I said, I haven't seen anything officially announced.
Yes, queen!
Slay!
Slay!
Hi! How's it going, Brandon Amp? How are you doing? Thank you so much for, yeah, that's exactly what I was warning people about. Do not order your vinyls from there. I would wait. Because the other thing, too, is it's not an official music label store, or it's not associated with Metal Blade, or, you know, it's not like a record label store. It would be one thing if it was like Napalm Records accepting pre-orders. It would be another thing if it was like, you know, obviously if it was, you know, Metal Blade, that'd be one thing. But if it was like Napalm or Nuclear Blast and they were accepting those things, like, it's not, it just feels fishy. You know, it's not an actual music label that's like trying to get these pre-orders, or that's like actually trying to sell these records. So, so I agree. Don't order Torture off there. It's probably not legit. Yep, record labels only. Temu recordings. It seriously is. It's like ordering, Evisceration Plague off of Wish or like eBay, but they're asking for like $30. And that's the thing about Rare Waves is they have, based on like stuff on Reddit, is they have, some of their items listed on eBay. They have some of their items listed on Amazon. It's just very weird. It feels very fishy and it feels very scammy, And it, like with these drop shippers, again, they'll take your money, It's like 30 something bucks for a pre-order, right? And then they'll just keep sending you emails of like, oh, it's delayed, and then till there's a certain point where you just never get your money back. So, how many LPs he's pressing for Mortal Decay? If he's still here. Justin, how many LPs are you pressing for Mortal Decay? So I don't have $10 for a paid ski. That looks like a bootleg website, right? It does. It just smells like a scam. I don't know. I just don't like it, and I want you guys to save your money because there were some really, there were people that were trying to be like, duh, it's up for pre-order right now. It's coming out in July on J-Dog's video and on Reddit, and I'm like, no, bestie. No, trust me. I spent hours, weeks doing research. Like, do not trust that. Do not. Metal Bro, hello. How are you? I smelled that shit a mile away. At a local shop for $50. That's so cool. Yeah, there's a really tiny little record music store here in Stillwater that it's one of my favorite thrifting stores for music, because it's not like one of those douchey LP places, douchey vinyl stores. You walk in there and there's like a fan and barely any AC and like stained carpet and all that stuff, and like an old dude behind the counter that barely knows how to like operate the cash thing. And I found Scum by Napalm Death, a couple Metallica CDs. I think there were a bunch of like hardcore metal stuff in there. I mean, Metallica aside, but like I was surprised to find like a Napalm Death debut on like CD, like true vintage, like from the time, Assuming then Eazy-E don't have us all around submits on time. Thank you, Metal Bro. I'm so happy that you like it. I did like that. Somebody mentioned, what was it? That Severe Torture. Listen to that new Severe Torture album. It was really, really good. You're gonna go see Power Trip on the 6th. That's awesome. Sorry, I'm just getting caught up with chat. So I am planning on going to a show. I still need to buy the damn tickets, but I'm finally going to my second show of the year, on my birthday, and it is going to be Frozen Soul, Creeping Death, Enforced, who I'm really excited to see, and then who else is going there? Let me see. And 200 Stab Wounds also just announced their tour schedule, and guess what? No dates for Oklahoma. Literally none. Gates to Hell, that's the other one. What a treat for your 50th birthday. Get wrecked, me. You watched my Severe Torture interview? No, I didn't. I need to. I'll write it down. Yeah, because I got permission to do a reaction for that record because I love Season of Mist. But their new album is really, really good. And I don't think a lot of people, like, there's a few people that didn't hear about it. Like, I know one person was like, I had no idea they were releasing a new record. And in my reaction, I mentioned how, it was like, 14 years since their last album. So it's kind of like this comeback record almost. So it was really good. Creeping Death, I thought, was very good. At least their guitarist is worth seeing. So, my boyfriend was, like, convinced that all of the other musicians in the band were kind of boring a little bit. So he's hoping that the other musicians bring a little bit more energy to the performance, to their stage presence. But their main guitarist, who I'll look up his name real quick just so... he's really great. Let me see. I'm not super good with the names. It's Trey. Trey Pemberton. So amazing. He's so amazing. Oklahoma sucks, bro. It's 100 degrees today. We are literally in, like, summer right now. It's like 75% humidity, and for like the next 10 days it's gonna be like 101 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm over it. I'm so over it. Creeping Death is boring. It's slightly less boring than Gatecreeper. I honestly enjoy their live performance, mostly just for Trey. I thought that their most recent album was good. As far as, like, okay, so they're playing at 89th Street, which is, like, my favorite venue here in town. It's where Undeath played. Creeping Death is fine. I'm excited to listen to Frozen Soul, but I'm more excited to check out Enforced live. 100 degrees, that's it? Bro. It's about 97 right now. Are you in Arizona? Does it get hotter there? It does get hotter there. I mean, I know it does. That's why I laugh when, like, this whole, like, heat wave in the UK, they're like, oh, it's 79 degrees Fahrenheit there. And I'm like, bestie, just spend one summer here in Oklahoma. Here in Palm Springs, it's going to be 114 today. Gross. Stop crying. Oh, shut up. I'm cooking eggs on the hood of my car. Is Creeping Death more like old school death metal? A little bit. Not kind of. They have, I mean, they're a little more like hardcore. They're definitely like a young band. They're like death metal with a little bit of hardcore. Enforced is cool. If you enjoy Bolt Thrower, there's no reason to listen to Bolt Thrower Jr. Frozen Soul. Also, thank you for the compliments on the Grave Worm shirt. This shirt is so effing comfortable, dude. It is so comfortable. I, like, practically live in this shirt. And there's, like, I rotate between a few shirts. Like, if you don't like Deicide, you don't like death metal, I wear that all the time. I wear this. I wear, what is it? It's my grindcore shirt. I always forget the name of the band. Oh. I always forget the name of the band. It's escaping me. Hi, William. How are you? Oh my god, that's gonna bother me so much. Human Civilization. Civilization. Boston grindcore band. I've reacted to them on my channel, and I really, really enjoy them. So the other thing about this, like, Enforced show, too, with Creeping Death, is the show that's in Oklahoma is the opening night. So we'll see how it is. Because usually the opening night can go one of two ways, and usually goes the other way. So it can either be such a banger where they're just like on it, you know, and like they bring the energy and everything, but usually for an opening night, it's a little awkward, you know, and they're getting their bearings. You have an AXCX shirt? Oh, I'm so jealous. Defeated Sanity. Yes. Did you know that, Defeated Sanity's about to release a new album? Should release an album this year. So I'm excited about that. And then, of course, you know, Crypta's going to be later this month. So I live in a pile of death metal t-shirts. Honestly, same. I have to remember this band name. This is going to bother me. Oh my God, I always forget. Horrible Earth. There we go. Okay. Horrible Earth. I always live in that shirt too, because I love it so much. On the back it says like Boston Grindcore, and they're so good. They're one of the best DM bands out there. Yes. Oh God, my microphone boom mic just said to fuck off. All right, hold on. So we have a technical problem. Don't judge me. Hold on. Girl. Well, my boom mic decided to not boom. Is that better? I guess. Okay, that should work. Interview was great. They're so talented. Like, the drummer is also a really competent guitarist, writes a lot of the material. Hi, Wicket. It's two buns, actually. One of them's just a little flat. I didn't know what to do with my hair today. I was just like, I'm just gonna put it out. So, yeah. So, I'm excited. If you haven't checked out my Cannibal Corpse Part 2 video on the Corpse Grinder era, you really should. I spent a really long time on that video. A long time on that video. Love some flat buns. I know. So let's go through some new releases for July. I'm going to pull up my list here, because I will say I'm going to be doing a video of this like later. I'm going out of town for like the 4th of July, and once I get back, I plan on making a more in-depth video about this. But
Yes, queen,
Hi.
slay.
Hi, Ked. How are you? Welcome to the motherfrickin' stream. Thank you so much for following. You're playing the new Elden Ring DLC? How is it? Hi, Micah. How are you? We need J-Dog to pressure Mortal Decay. I don't think J-Dog's in the chat anymore. Hi, Mustache Spider. How are you? So I will be mentioning more of it later. But we can at least go through some of the releases for July. Now, most of these albums are going to be coming out. Most albums are going to be coming out like in August, it looks like, with a couple coming out in September. October is dry. It looks like December, is dry, which is to be expected. Usually December, as far as like metal releases go, or just music releases in general, we really either just get like Christmas related things, or we get reissues or compilations, good presents and gift ideas for you know, Christmas, obviously, or the holidays. Mortal Decay, read the comments. I'll have to check out the new Mortal Decay. So they are releasing something. Let me see. Hold on. Did you guys listen to what came out recently? Alcest came out last Friday. The Cavalera Conspiracy Schizophrenia reissue or repress or whatever came out. Also. And then the new Kitty album. I've never listened to Kitty, but apparently people think she's like fine. I don't know. Let me see what we're working with here. Do I have them on my list? Have I listened to them? Oh yeah, we talked about this. We listened to them on my Twitch stream. Sorry. Hi Adnan, how are you? You want to hear the new Kitty album? I understand. I don't know. I have a lot of music to catch up on. There's so many releases that came out. Once I actually started really looking at it, I still haven't mentioned like my thoughts on like the new Deicide album, which I've mostly been like holding out because I'm doing like a Deicide deep dive now that like all of the albums are done and collected. So, hi Spying Odin, how are you? The debut album is coming out on vinyl. The Amon thing. I know Amon is back on. Is it back on pre-order? I think I heard that this morning. I already have that though. We already have that. So definitely recommend the Amon demo, or I guess like yeah, it's so good. It's so good. So. What was I going to say? There's 200 Stab Wounds, which if you're into them, they're releasing their second album this Friday. And they are going out on a new tour. They just announced dates, conveniently skipping Oklahoma because nobody wants to come to Oklahoma at all. When you sell out of Sickening Erotic on vinyl. Metallica's my idol. Nice. I will be doing a Metallica video. That's actually going to probably be my next dive. Just kind of doing Metallica and then Deicide. With my birthday coming up, I did ask my mom, because she was begging me for a birthday list. She's like, please, give me a few items you want for your birthday. And I was like, I really don't know what I want. She's like, send me a birthday list. I'm like, oh, okay, fine. So I told her, I was like, okay, I want like this Death vinyl, because I'm trying to complete the Death vinyl collection. So if she gets me that, I'll buy whatever's left, because I've got like 4 right now. And then I'll do a Death video. Turns out, too, that the second album by Dying Fetus is going to be hard to get also. I'm like, what is up with all of these freaking albums being just never reissued? No, they just never are reissued. It's like, just like I said in my part 2 video, it's like Evisceration Plague, Torture, both over a decade, no reissues. Undead, 6 Feet Under. Granted, I don't think there's as many people that would want that vinyl as like they would Torture or Evisceration Plague, but still, it's over $100, you know. Still over $100. All 3 of them, Metal Blade Records. dropped a preview track for their new album. Crypto's way better than Kitty. I do enjoy Crypto. I'm excited to see them live. Can we get a welfare check on Taz? Taz is doing good. Did it burn when you rose from hell because you're drop dead gorgeous? Oh my god. Smooth. Thank you. Easy with that pencil. I know. Sorry. It's like a need to have something in my hands. I'm excited to see Crypta. I love Fernanda. She's like so real and so natural and just like beautiful. I'm trying to find this tour for 200 Stab Wounds. So if you're interested in 200 Stab Wounds, I know that they're kind of like, I keep mentioning it and I feel like I'm a broken record when I talk about, oh my god, you could get a 200 Stab Wounds grinder for $25. That's kind of cute. I feel like I'm a broken record when I mention torch carriers, torch barriers, you know. But I think I'm still debating on 200 Stab Wounds being that. I've said a few times that Undeath is like a torch carrier for Cannibal. I have personally not checked out anything really from 200 Stab Wounds. I think I maybe have listened to like one song. So I do want to listen to their debut, and then I will be listening to their second album that again is coming out this Friday, and I'll do like a little album review. So, like I said, I don't know, but I know there's a lot of people that you know, like them. So 200 Stab Wounds. How do you... Okay, there's your tour dates. Thank you. So who are they? Let's go to tickets. Wow, they're already sold out for some of these shows. A Very Guar Christmas. 200 Stab Wounds is bigger than Undeath, definitely. But Undeath is just... Pinched Fingies. I love them. I really like them. So, if you have an opportunity to see 200 Stab Wounds, they are touring with Balmora, Upon Ston, and Stabbing. I wonder if it's changing. Okay, first of all, if just go and see Stabbing, like, honestly, and do it now. Like, just do it, because Stabbing is amazing. I think the lead singer's name is Bridget. I always think it's either Bridget or Brittany, but she sold me my pink little Stabbing t-shirt. Like, I'm telling you, bestie, a pink freaking metal t-shirt. So cute. She's amazing. I absolutely love her voice. She looks like she's possessed, and like the girl from The Exorcist on stage when she's singing, just hair all in her face. She's doing these like grindcore vocals, and it's just, she's a beast. I love her, and she's amazing. So if you have an opportunity to see Stabbing, you should do it. So yeah, it does look like it is the same. Nails Tyranny? Is it Nails as like the main band? Nuclear Blast. I guess it is. It looks like the headliner is Nails, and then there's Mammoth Grinder, 200 Stab Wounds, and Tribal Gaze. And for this fall tour. Is there any dates on this that's for? Come on. Okay, they got Montreal on 9/11. Toronto 9/12, 9/13, Detroit. Wow, 3 shows in a row. 5 shows in a row. Oh my God. Then they're in St. Louis, Nashville, Atlanta, Greensboro, North Carolina. Nice. Greensboro is, yeah, it's fine. Baltimore, Brooklyn on 9/20, and Worcester, Massachusetts on 9/21. And then they'll be in Manchester November 2nd for the Damnation Festival. So that's with nails. Cringe. What are you doing dots for, Metallic Death? Go see 200 stab wounds or go to Winneong and get 200 stab wounds. Yeah, so Cryptopsy is coming here, but I don't know. Because, like, I'm going to be out of town on the 4th, so I'm leaving on the 4th and then coming back on, it's on the 2nd. And I'm like, I just don't know if I want to, like, go. That's on a Tuesday night also. That's the thing, is, like, we're getting lucky with the Frozen Soul show because that's not only, like, on my birthday, but that's, like, a Friday. And I'm like, bestie, I don't know about you, but my birthday always skips Fridays or Saturdays or any of the fun days of the week. Like, for the last, like, 10 years, it seems like my birthday is consistently on, like, a Monday or, like, a Wednesday. And then whenever it's, like, about to be, like, you know, whenever it's about to be, like, a Friday, it's a leap year. And it's like, just kidding, Sunday night. Always leaving us. Hey, I didn't leave you last time, okay? I planned on going to visit my family. I'm gonna be real with you. We canceled that trip. We canceled it. Because I was in like a battle, tug of war between my grandma and my mom about where we were going to sleep. It started 3 days before the trip. And I was like, you know what? We're just going to stay home. We're just going to stay home. I know. I'm aware. But still. No knocking Cryptopsy. The problem is it's on a Tuesday. So it is at my favorite venue, and I'll see who else is playing. The problem is that it's on a Tuesday, and the venue is, they don't come to Stillwater. We have to drive to where it is in Oklahoma City or in Tulsa, which is like minimum an hour away. So Tuesday night, hour away. Trying to see who else is playing. But that's the thing, is like I really only like the first 2 albums from Cryptopsy. I mean, granted, I haven't really dove very deep into their discography, but I love, both of those, None So Vile and is it Blasphemy? Made Flesh? Am I remembering those? Yes. Okay, sweet. I actually am remembering the names. My memory is so bad. So I wonder, this As Summer Burns 2024 album. None So Vile is a freaking banger, right? Nile is also really good. I would argue that I like Nile more than I like Cryptopsy, because I think the issue with Cryptopsy Girl is that they're just a little all over the place. Just a little, Like their first 2 records are really, really solid, but they're a little all over the place. The other thing, too, that I know is obviously As Gamora Burns just came out. So, I mean, this tour is to promote that album, which I still have not heard. So we may get like 1 or 2. I do not hate Canadians. I'm part French Canadian. I'm not going to hate my own people. A lot of bands... What do you say? A lot of bands play in Texas, but not OKC? Bro, tell me about it. Dying Fetus. Dying freaking fetus. Every single time Dying Fetus comes here, every single time, they're like, oh, yeah, you want book shows? We want book shows for our new tour to promote our new album? Great. Dallas, Austin, Houston, all these festivals, San Antonio, go right around Oklahoma, and then we'll just go like somewhere in Michigan. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Play like four of the major cities in Texas. Don't come to OKC. That's fine. That's okay. Not like you would totally sell out the Diamond Ballroom if you came here. It's just, it's sad. I'm not hating anybody. French Canadians are the worst. Honestly, so rude. I'm more than just French Canadian. I'm also Passamaquoddy Indian or Native American. Cherokee Native American. And a little redneck. But I can't help that. Passamaquoddies. This is why no one wants to play OKC. Oh God. I'd love to see Dying Fetus. They're one of my inspirations. Yes. I'm in love with Dying Fetus. They literally had my album of the year last year. And I mean, I have the vinyl. She's over here, bestie. She's like chilling. I mean, you can't see her because of my fat ass chair, but like, she's there. She's right there. And I love her. So, I really want to see them live. And they're definitely one of the bands that are on my list. So, Dying Two-Headed Fetus. So, as far as July releases go, other than the 200 Stab Wounds one that's coming out June 28th this Friday, let's see what we got. Like I said, basically everything is coming out in August. Bro, I don't even have anything that's coming out in July. Looking it up. New metal releases. Basically everything that I thought was worth mentioning is like August or September, because that's kind of how it is. It's like if you're gonna release like a summer album, then you will most likely release it between like March and like June, and then if you want a fall release, you do mostly like August, September. Releasing in November, I mean September and October are still really good. You do get a lot of releases in September. December is always content dry, and it's always risky to release an album in January, especially after the holidays. Always killer, even with one guitar. I love them. Yeah, Ill Disposed is releasing this Friday. I do remember seeing that. Sorry, I might need my grandma glasses. You're welcome. A Barents? A Barents? New Wraith in a few days. The new Kitty has dropped. That sounds really nasty. She's dropped. That was last Friday. Yeah. So here's the other thing too. I'm pretty sure this is the same band. So you know that band Deep Purple? Like Deep Purple from like 1968, baby. Like Shades of Deep Purple, The Book of Taliesin. They're releasing a new album. Did you know that? Not that like I don't think genuinely a lot of us care, but I just thought that was kind of interesting. Like heavy metal, hard rock. I mean, these are like OG dudes. Like OG, you know. Anyway, they're releasing a new album. Oh my god. I have to scroll all the way down. I don't like the name of it. It's called Equal One. Yeah. It's called Equal One. And honestly, bestie, I'm not going to lie to you. This looks like something that Ed Sheeran would release. Like, I'm sorry, not sorry. Like, we need to talk about this maybe. Metal Archives. Deep Purple. You gotta go. Okay, bye, JT. Thanks for being here. Can you see that? Okay, good. You can. Does that not look like something that Ed Sheeran would release? Yeah. I just, ugh, God, it just looks like some indie record. But, you know, that's Deep Purple. That's what they're releasing. 13 songs, 52 minutes. Deep Purple only have one original member. Somebody said that if, like, you don't have all, like, the original members, you shouldn't be calling yourself that band's name. You know, it's like if, you know, they made Lynyrd Skynyrd. Thanks for that, Prof. Oh, shush. Prof is fine. So, let's see who else. Sorry, Grandma Glass is coming back. See, I just don't recognize, like, any of these names for, like, I mean, we're still at the end of June. So, it's a little dry. Like I said, I'm still going to be catching up on a lot of the new releases that have come up, and I'll be making a, like, video about it later. But I've missed a lot of stuff. Because really the only releases that I cared about were, like, Deicide and what else has come out this year that I really wanted to listen to? What else was, like, released that was really big? That was, like, Deicide big. Oh my god. Why is my brain, like, my memory is just, like, trash, honestly. Sometimes, like, I just feel like I can hear my brain, like, farting. Like, so bad. I don't know. I have to find my list. They do have a new album. Farting Tinnitus. That's what my brain is doing, honestly. Deicide, Banished by Sin. I did buy the vinyl for that, so that was a pretty decent album. Albums. Let me check this doc real quick, because I'm just, like, not brain not functioning. I guess it was just Deicide. Because I know that Skeletal Remains, I really want to check out. That's one I need to still listen to. I know I've heard really good things about the new Judas Priest album I still need to really listen to. Job for a Cowboy came out. Why do I feel like there was another one that I was really excited about? I guess it was just, yeah, I mean, I guess it was literally just Deicide that came out with something. Why do I feel like I'm missing something? Hi, Patriarch. How are you? Sometimes I feel like my brain is farting. That's literally, yes. Yes. Sometimes. It's just hard. It'd be hard out here. Yeah, see, I just don't recognize any of these band names for July. Ooh, Birdflesh is coming out with something, though. Okay. Faster than a priest vomit. What does that even mean? Yeah, so I know about New Nile. So the records that have been confirmed from my 2024 album's release have been, Deicide, you know, obviously we got, but it didn't have a confirmed date. Then we got the date, now it's released. Still waiting on Morbid Angel, still waiting on King Diamond. Still waiting on Defeated Sanity. No comment. Gojira. And Ozzy. Gorguts. I think Blood Incantation. Blood Incantation, I believe we're still waiting. 200 Stab Wounds, we've got a confirmed date, obviously. Black Dahlia Murder, now we've got a confirmed date. Dream Theater, we're still waiting. Nile, confirmed date, which is great. So, it's been a fantastic year for stoner metal. Let's see what else we've got. Yeah, Amorphis has a live album coming out on my birthday on the 12th. Deep Purple's Ed Sheeran album. You liked the new Black Dahlia song? I thought it was pretty good. Pretty standard. You know, I'm not familiar really at all with Black Dahlia Murder's discography, so I did do a little very mild comparison with a track off of their 2020 album, the Green Album, so I could hear Trevor's voice again, and then I compared it to Brian is the new singer's name. Honestly, so rude. Yes, I'm on my way to my 30s. Why are you mentioning it, okay? Amorphis said they're working on a new album. I like Amorphis. I'm really into that, like, death doom. Like, if you give me those, like, deep, doomy vocals and you put it over these, like, just, like, dirty, grimy drums with like down-tuned bass and guitar, and like you put some horror movie samples on there. See, quivers, dude. Like, love it. Yeah, so that's right. That's his name. Brian, yes, he was the guitarist and now he's the vocalist. I thought he did a fine job. You know, it seemed like people that are fans of the Black Dahlia Murder were very pleasantly surprised about the new single. So I am excited about that. I'm just excited for them. I've mentioned this already. But I'm just really excited for the Black Dahlia Murder fans. And I will be checking out that album when it comes out. And I'll do a little review. Yeah, I think a lot of people are still going to miss Trevor's vocals, but... Have you heard Spectral Voice? So that's actually a band that's on my list, because I did promote one of their singles that they released, or like an album release earlier this year. One of the only like new albums that I've really listened to this year, other than Deicide, was Borknagar's Fall, which I really liked. That was really good. Powerwolf is releasing something on the 26th of July. Yeah, I just don't recognize any of these bands, honestly, for July. So July kind of seems like a content dry month. Blind Guardian's reissuing something in August. And then, of course, you know, there's going to be plenty of content in August and September to talk about. Hi, Hex. How are you? Mediocre Melodeath, in my opinion. I respect it. Alter Beast. Melodeath band. You think so? They just make me think of deathcore. I don't know why, like, most of the newer bands that are coming out, unless they're, like, straight death metal, excuse me. I just think deathcore with the production. July is looking slow, but I can point you at a few new ones. Yeah, you can write to me in the Discord if you want to. Because like I said, I just don't. But then again, you know, Metal Archives doesn't get everything, you know. So, and I don't just look at Metal Archives, but the other sites I was checking also had bands that I didn't notice. I know they're not deathcore. It's just I'm so used to listening to like the old school stuff, you know. I mean, I've basically grown up on Cannibal Corpse, Mortician, and Deicide. You know, like that's like where I get all of my inspo from. And then, of course, like all the OG grindcore bands. So when I hear like brand new stuff, it's difficult for me to decide what I like because, you know, unsurprisingly, the production these days with these new albums, it's just going to continue to get cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. And so that's part of the reason why I wasn't the biggest fan of like the production for Terrasite, Cattle Decap's new album, is because it's way too over polished to where it sounds like deathcore. It is deathcore. Like that is what Terrasite is. Even though I absolutely love Soulstalgia with all my heart, because it's such a clean sounding, crisp record for how it's recorded, mixed and mastered, like everything is just way over polished. So you're missing that dirty, grimy, you know, sound to it. So when is the next album vlog? It'll be this week. Just tracked scratch tracks for electric guitar for my single. I'm still waiting for drums and bass. That should get done this week. And then I should have bass and drum tracks for 7 songs on the album. And then, yeah, I just got to get electric guitar. And then I should try, I'm going to try and have a single out. I'm going to try and have a single out in the next month or so. No promises, though. They always make the same album, but it's always great. I agree, Joe. You can't really go wrong with Cannibal Corpse. And like I said in my part 2 video, what it is nostalgia, and they're just a campy death metal band. Cannibal Corpse is like a campy horror movie, you know. It's just nostalgic and campy and comfy and cozy, and they don't, you know, stray far from what they're good at. Where they do add diversity is in little areas, you know, where of their instrumentation. So they either add, have I been missing like hydrates too? Okay, good, I have. I'm sorry. So where Cannibal Corpse adds diversity is in little areas, like, for example, my favorite song off of Violence Unimagined, Ritual Annihilation. That bridge groove section, pinched fingies. That's a perfect example. You can remember that. Or they'll have little changes in the guitar tone, or, you know, they'll have little vocal samples or something like that, or like a change in their vibe, like Skeletal Domain is a little bit more of like a vibe. So it sounds all the same. And actually, I didn't mention this in my part 2 video, but there were multiple times as I was like listening through their discography that I was like, this sounds like a song off of another album. So for example, I don't remember exactly which song it was, but I do remember it was on Red Before Black. And as I was listening to it, I was like, this sounds like a song that's off of Violence Unimagined. And then there were a few other songs on their previous records, I think like within the Barnes era, that I was like, this sounds like stuff that's in their later, you know, that's in their later stuff. So that was just kind of interesting. Finally watched part 2 last night. Yay! What'd you think about it? Morning Mantis, how are you? Cannibal Corpse isn't one of my favorite death metal bands, but I can still enjoy their music. I will always be, you know, connected to Cannibal Corpse just because they were my first metal band ever to listen to. So I will just always enjoy Cannibal Corpse. And I actually will be doing a tier list for that in relation to the part 2 video. And I think there's going to be some salt farming for sure, because I think a lot of people were very surprised with the albums that I thought were the weakest for me. So, like Evil Dead. I've never seen Evil Dead. Do you like other types of metal, like glam, sleaze, thrash? There's a lot of death metal. Yeah, so I definitely have more of a love for death metal and grind. So that's why I'm trying to branch out. That's why I'm branching out with the Metallica video, because I've never actually finished their entire discography. I've only dove into the Black Album and Master of Puppets. So I want to, with a few songs here and there, obviously, if you've kept up with most of my content, you would know I've got several Metallica reactions. So I do want to listen to their entire discography and decide how I feel about them. I have a feeling it's going to be mildly painful. I don't know why, but I do enjoy some aspects of heavy metal. You know, there are some heavy metal things that I enjoy. And I do enjoy like Death Doom. There are some Doom bands that I really like. I've been really getting into Tenebro. I advertised to them on my Instagram a couple days ago. It's just Acid Witch, Acid Bath is great. You know, so there are other bands that I do listen to. It's just mostly death metal and grindcore and death grind and anything basically in between. So black metal, I like Immortal. I like Immortal. I don't really listen to too much black metal. I do have some like blackened thrash crossover. Like Abigail is really good. You know, Metal Lucifer is great for like Japanese heavy metal. It's just cheesy fun. But yeah, Barbados and Abigail, pinched fingies. You never get over your first. I know, it's true. So she's picky about black metal. I am. I listened to Black Braid's debut. I was very intimidated by their second album because of how long it was. The length was just too much for me. So, plus I was turned off by their behavior at like this Norwegian festival. I mentioned it, but you know, your Creeping Death reaction video was great. Thank you. Also like Amorphous too. I just did their debut though. That's it. So you should watch Metallica's 1989 Seattle set. I honestly might have... I have a lot of, like, concert DVDs that people have sent me. So I need to watch them. Taz dipped. Did he? I didn't even see him in here. I know almost way too much about Metallica, not so much into them after Saint Anger or the Load albums. Yeah, I think for Metallica, I'm mostly like afraid of Lulu. And I mean, if I can make it through 6 Feet Under's discography, I could pretty much make it through anything. Although, like, because 6 Feet Under's like roots are in death metal, it was relatively easy to get through. I have a feeling that Metallica might be a struggle for me just because it's not a genre that I listen to a lot, and it's not what I grew up on. You know, so I'm so used to just that classic like death metal sound. So it's difficult for me, which is why I'm trying to branch out, but it is difficult for me to like, you know, get used to it. So turned out to be a bunch of bitches. I just, you know, just don't be a douche. Just don't be a dish. I do need to do more Amorphous. Pantera, I need to do more. I need to listen to more Pantera. Admittedly, because I haven't listened to them since my reaction. So no more Pantera, says the Metallica fanboy. Gotta start with 80s. Pantera. Yeah, because I know they have like that whole, what is it? They have a whole like glam phase. You know? I'm doing your hydrate finally, Metallic. You're welcome. You're gonna hate the rest of their stuff. You know? But I'm like here to suffer. You know? You're welcome. Oops, excuse me. I'll also be doing Borderquin too, because I know that I think they released a new album. Borderquin. Oh, Shay. We've got better bands to check out. Brodoquin, that's what it is. Brodoquin. Don't force feed her. Yeah, so I'm excited to check out Brodoquin because my label connect for Season of Mist said that he saw them live at I think they played at MDF, and he said they rocked the house. So I do want to check them out. New album. It came out this year, March 22nd. It's called Harbinger of Woe. Harbinger of Woe. 10 songs, 31 minutes, and they're brutal death metal if you're not familiar. Never heard. I've heard of them. I've never heard them. So that's going to be a new experience for me. Oh my god. My lid was closed. I have a recommendation for a great record label, Transcending Obscurity. Pretty sure I messaged them and they either declined working with my channel or they said yes. Let me check. There's definitely one that doesn't want to work with me. And we have beef. Even to this day, I remember. Let's see. I'm checking my list, sorry. Yeah, see, I wrote to Transcending, but they never wrote back to me. bunny girl. Are you okay? Would you like to see my pupper tan? Oh, those are your paws, you big stretchy girl? Big stretches. Yeah. She's finally out of her heat, thank God. Big yawns. She'll be literally getting spayed as soon as we get back from the 4th of July trip. But why do they have to work with you? It's about the music, yo. Because then I can monetize my video and I don't get, blocked. If I do a reaction. If not, then I can promote them anytime if I just do a review. I know, $20 spend would be great too. So, like I said, I can always just do a review, I did love Texas black metal bands. I have not listened to too many Texan black metal bands. But, yeah. There's a lot of, there's a lot of ones that I would like to work with. So. But they're trend hoppers as a label. You kind of have to be in this environment. A lot of the record labels that are coming out with stuff now are, that's just how the music trend is. That's how music is. First time making it to a live stream. Hi, Mojo. Is it Mojoy? How are you? Are we hangry today? No? Why? I had toast. I had sustenance. I did things. It's so silly. Let's see. So I have some vinyls I can show you if you are excited to see them. Napalm Death and Carcass are the great UK grindcore leaders. Can't go wrong with either. I agree. I agree 100%. You have a band for my Pain series? Who are they? I ain't got the motivation. Dude, tell me about it. I have to do so much filming for Patreon. Join my Patreon, by the way, if you want. My Patreon members say I should advertise it more. I just don't want to, force it down your throat. But I do have a Patreon, and I post a lot of exclusive content on there. So, I'm sticking that over there. Don't listen to too much grind, but I do love bands like Full of Hell. Grindcore is where it's at, my guy. Grindcore is amazing. Last Days of Humanity. Mortician. My girl. Bye, Ale. Or hi. Also, yeah, my guitarist dropped off another Focusrite 2i2 to record. And I'm like, I already have one. And he's like, I just need a cord for it. And I'm like, okay. I'll take that. So if you're ever wondering, I need to clean this. We'll do a video. But if you're ever wondering what this is, it's so much recording stuff, and just because we've got so many vinyls. Sorry, we got so many vinyls coming in. I'm just moving shit around. Weird. No one asked. Shut up. It's so unclean. I know. It's just, there's so much stuff, honestly. It's it's my tuner, and this is my recording equipment. I have a mic stand right here because I was recording his amp. It was kind of the first time I ever recorded somebody else in my home studio. So I am so used to being in an actual professional studio when I'm recording. So I either like book actual studio time and go there and have like a producer and engineer that's doing all the button pressing, you know. Or if I'm like doing my own recording, which is what I'm doing now, it's like I just record all my own stuff. So I've never actually recorded somebody else, but it was fun. It was very fun. That was for Sloppy Joe. That was okay. It was fun, but yeah, it makes me I need to get more plugins essentially for FL Studio because I don't really have any, because he was like, well, you know, I'm going to bring my pedal board and I'll bring obviously a few guitars, and then we can either just like plug in, you know, that stuff into the 2i2, you know, and just you can use your little amp plug-in. And I'm like, I don't have one that I like feel like works. So he brought his little like orange amp and thonked a compression mic up to it, and it worked. So I was able to get a decent sound, thank God. But yeah, he also had to wear my pink headphones. I don't have any, like, you know, I ain't here for, you know, top of the line studio gear, okay? I mean, as long as it works, right? So this is burly man wearing like baby pink studio headphones as he's like recording my country guitar, and I'm like, that works. So if I didn't have my daughter to worry about, I would run away with my 7-string to bring death metal back to Tampa. Yes. I support it. Second album, Immolation, Here and After, vinyl. Wanted to show you golden vinyl with a large 2-sided poster. This is what I listened to this weekend a little bit. I was dog sitting this weekend, so this was kind of like earlier. It is hard to listen to music when you got 2 big dogs playing in your living room, okay? My apartment isn't really built for 2 big dogs, but I did listen to this earlier. So, second album. And I'll show you the gold vinyl. I might have shown you all this. I don't think I have, though. Immolation's great. Got to see them live last year. So, nice, pretty little golden vinyl. We love her. I'm not the biggest fan of gold vinyls, though, honestly. But I'll take it. Because I feel like, I mean, this color is fine, but I feel like sometimes they're just not my favorite. But this one's a little more translucent, so it just looks prettier against the light. Go like this, this colored vinyl. Yeah, right. A mighty fine looking frisbee. Oh my god. Oh, he's so cute. Speaking of frisbees, kind of, but not really. So I bought Rusty this dog toy. It's like this nylon, like circular brown, you know, little circle. It's like that big, and it's like a ring, and there's like all these different little shapes and whatever for to like clean her teeth or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool, like it's a new shape. And nylon toy, brown, apparently it's flavored, whatever. I stepped on this thing and I almost cried. Like, I accidentally stepped on it with my bare foot, and I was like, this is worse than stepping on like Legos. It was so bad to where I like warned my boyfriend when he got home. I was like, don't, whatever you do, move this off to the side. Do not step on it. With your bare foot. It was so bad. Okay, so I'm going to show you this Sadistic Force album. I do not like this album cover. I'm gonna be 100% honest. So Sadistic Force, they're a blackened thrash metal band from Austin, relatively new to this, actually very new to the scene. Ace is Wild is the album I have for you today. I can't remember if we have their second album, but this is from 2021. This is a pretty good album. I hate the album cover though. Look at that. Look at that. Is that not awful? Like, I'm sorry, Sadistic Force. I support you in all of your... What don't you hate? I don't hate anything. Okay? I'm allowed to criticize. But this just looks funky, girl. Like, you can't look at this and be like, oh, man. Look at that. Like, you would never look at this and be like, oh, man, that is stellar, man. That is the best album cover I've ever seen in my life. If there's ever a band that could make a song about stepping on a Lego, it would be Cannibal Corpse. Like, I'm actually surprised they haven't done that. But, like, they would make it way more ferocious. They'd be, like, you know, stepping on a label or a Lego and, like, it, like, decapitates your foot or something. You know? And then your foot just, like, gets taken by, like, zombie maggots and brought to, like, Satan or something ridiculous. Like, that would be the story that they would run with. It's like a charcoal gray. Yeah, they would probably do that too. I would be so happy if Psycho Stick released a Lego themed song, right? So, charcoal, kind of marbly, gray. It's a pretty decent album. What? Even the name of the album blows. Ace is Wild. It just doesn't make sense, I think, is my biggest thing. You know? It just doesn't make sense. But it is signed. So that's the other thing. Yeah, the music is good, so that's really, like, all that matters. But we did not get it signed. But paid for it to be signed. Or, like, paid for a signed copy. Or a copy that just happened to be signed, I guess is really what I'm trying to say. How many people do you think are going to comment on my stream and be like, that pre-order is real, man. You don't know anything, you freaking poser. They're going to be like, I'm going to be like, you go spend $30, then you can do whatever you want with your money, girl. I'm just telling you right now, my ass ain't spending that money. Okay? I'm going to wait till it's officially announced. Music is the most important, but good cover artwork enhances the experiment. It is one of the main things that has, like, you know, entices a person to actually buy your record. You know, like, if you have really good cover art, somebody who has never heard of your band is going to be more inclined to at least pick it up and look at it if they're at, like, a record store, or they're at least gonna, like, you know, check it out on YouTube Music or Spotify or whatever. So, you know, cover art is a big, you know, it's a big deal. That's why so many people were, like, nitpicking Banished by Sin's cover, because it looks so wonky, girl. You have a picture disc? Of what? I have a few picture discs. They're all up there, and then I do have one Ozzy Osbourne one right there. Death Angel made a huge mistake calling their second album Frolic Through the Park. At last, it's no AI or yeah, right. So Destroyer 666, I've talked about this band. I think they are highly underrated. Their Unchained the Wolves album is chef's kiss, so good. One of my favorite like blackened thrash metal bands. Honestly, I would even argue that Unchained the Wolves has a little bit more death metal in it than like blackened thrash, but it's so good. Once again, Destroyer 666, Unchained the Wolves debut album from 1997. It's so freaking fire. I've shown that on my streams. This record is called Terror Abraxas, I think is what it is. Yeah. It's a 2003 EP. This was all right musically. And I mean, I'm going to be real that nothing is really topped for me personally the listening experience of their debut. It's just a black vinyl with this like printed side on it. They're so good. Look at that. So this is an EP. So super good. The other thing I want to show you is my Wormrot vinyls. That's a sock vinyl. So if you saw my Wormrot deep dive, at the time I had just had the 4th record, which again, memory, totally blanking on what it is, but with the gel cover. So I'm gonna pull it up. I enjoy all of D666's stuff, and I support you. I'm not really in that. I don't know. I really like their debut. Hiss. There we go. So I showed Hiss. Did I show Hiss? I haven't shown it on my stream. I showed it in the video, but I'll show it on stream for y'all. They are doing these like, so Earache's doing more of these, they're gel packs. This is called a C-pack. I don't remember who the other artist is. There's another artist that Earache did a version like this, but they called it a blood pack. And again, I don't remember who it is. Just go to Earache if you're curious and look for something that looks like this. But the gel is red and it's under like blood pack. And so as you can see, it kind of moves. So that's essentially what it is. Freaking love this album. Talked about it before. I will be honest and say after doing that video and kind of thinking about it, I am a little concerned about how this gel is going to age over time, especially because we are kind of planning on moving. I mean, we're planning on moving like early next year. So I'm just hoping that that doesn't like split open or like the heat. I don't want it to like, I just don't know how it's going to age. So that's my only concern if you're thinking about getting some sort of like gel pack like this is, you know, how it's going to age over time, just so that it doesn't rot, or more importantly, just so it doesn't damage your vinyl or your other vinyls, you know? That's just kind of something to think about. So, hey, John, greetings from Tulsa. You're literally like an hour away from me. Whoa. I just keep it back there. Yeah, Hiss is amazing. Hiss is very, very, very good. So, my boyfriend bought these for me because they were doing a Bandcamp Friday sale for Wormrot stuff. So, of course, we got the limited edition pink one for, I believe this is Dirge, if I remember correctly. Yes, Dirge. So, it's on pink. Freaking love this. If they do a pink variant for Evisceration Plague, I might cry. Metallic Death. Doesn't this look amazing? Yeah, right? Where it's going to be in 10 years, it's going to be a little interesting. And we just didn't really think about that when it got bought. So I think that'll be our last one and only gel pack. So, because I'm just like, it looks cool, but in 5 years from now, you know? So, hot pink. I mean, you can't really go wrong. These are relatively cheap on Bandcamp. Also a great way to buy merch. So, with Bandcamp Friday, we got 2 vinyls and a t-shirt and a patch. So, they were pretty cheap. Looks good from here, though. It's a little more, like, saturated on camera. So, it's definitely lighter in person, that hot pink. And then, of course, Voices. So, I showed off my Voices t-shirt on my Instagram in a story. But if you are familiar with Wormrot and their discography, this is Voices. If you're not familiar with Wormrot, they are a grindcore band from Singapore. They're signed with Earache Records. They're great. They kind of embrace that classic grindcore sound of like Napalm Death, but because they're from Singapore, they definitely add a lot more. There's just a different vibe. It's diversity. Hiss is definitely one of their more experimental records overall. And it's just beautiful. They're one of my favorite grindcore bands. But they're definitely more on that, like, you know, hardcore side, where it's like for grindcore, and I really like the gore aspects of it. Gore grind, grindcore, gore. You know what this looks like. I'm not gonna say it, but you know what this looks like. So, I mean, cloudy, clear. Yeah. Great. It's great. So, looks very, like, I don't know, cool against the black placemat. It's gorgeous, right? So, love Voices. I can see many men in that. All right. I can always count on Metallic Death. All right. And then these are just from the show we just recently went to. I haven't shown these in the stream, but if you haven't checked out my show review, I've shown the Undead vinyl. Did get it signed by the lead singer. That's his signature right there. So that was cool to get his signature. Love me some Undeath. Love this album. They will be coming out with another album later this fall. It's not confirmed yet with their label. And I'll double check and make sure. Because they mentioned it on stage that they were coming out with an album this fall and that they had just recorded it a couple months ago. Yeah, so they still have not officially announced anything, but they're with Prosthetic Records. Spooge Grind. If you like grindcore, check out Jarhead Fertilizer, please. Still have not checked this album out, which is I think it's their EP. Just to refresh my memory, because no, it's their first debut. That's right. Product of My Everything. I still have not listened to this, honestly, because their second album, Carceral Warfare. This freaking album is so dope. It's so amazing. It's so good. Listen to this, please. Grindcore power violence with some death metal in there. Like, bestie, this band was so good live. Watch my show review of like Undeath Jarhead Fertilizer. It's just titled, like, I finally went to my first show of 2024 on my YouTube channel. Go and watch that, because this album, so good. Why are you saying ugh? It's signed by everybody. Casserole Warfare. Honestly, I was just thinking, like, last night how much I wanted, like, casserole. But because it's so fudging hot here, like, we just can't turn the oven on. Like, our house was struggling so much to keep cool yesterday. This was like 100 degrees, you know? So that's what the It's Time album. Did you pick up the Lesions? Thought that was the better of the two Undeath albums. Let's see. Lesions of a Different Kind I have not listened to yet. I do need to check it out. Honestly, It's Time to Rise from the Grave is just a banger. I love it. So, but yeah, those are the vinyls. Like I said, I've shown those on my channel many times. So, the albums that have come out, like I said, we got new Alcest, which I started listening to, and I really enjoyed that. If you like Sepultura, or, you know, the Cavalera Brothers, Cavalera Conspiracy, they did just re-record Schizophrenia, which I thought, because I'm not super familiar with, you know, their discography, I thought that was a re-recording, or not a re-recording, but like a new album. But no, it's a re-recording. So if you're interested in that, they did re-record that. Came out on Friday. And then Kitty, if you like them, Fire album came out on June 21st. So, and then, yeah, in 4 days we get new 200 Stab Wounds, which, like I said, I'll be talking about on my channel. So, such a great re-recording compared to its first release. That's good. That is good, because I know they are, re-recording, like, all of Sepultura's stuff right now. There's a lot of really exciting new releases coming out, which, like I said, I'll be talking about later. So we are still waiting on Defeated Sanity, Dream Theater, and Blood Incantation. I don't think we're going to get anything from Gorguts or Gojira this year. And I don't think we'll get anything from Morbid Angel this year. Construct of Leth. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to go and film some more content for y'all, mostly for Patreon. So hopefully you enjoyed this stream, and watch my freaking Cannibal Corpse Part 2 video if you haven't already. Like, do it. I spent weeks and weeks and weeks on it. ambient album. I don't think they're gonna do anything worth a damn anymore. So I like did that whole reaction. I'll call them out, like, respectfully. It's not their fault. It's not the band's fault. I'm gonna be real. Can I be, like, totally honest with you for a second? So, Blood Incantation, I feel like a lot of people think the same way about them as they do about 200 Stab Wounds. I listened to this whole... Was it Starspawn? Yeah, I listened to the whole Starspawn album, and I didn't really like it. And I was working with Dark Descent at the time. And they were like, yeah, this was a couple years ago. I have this reaction on my channel still. And they were like, yeah, we'll work with you. We'll partner with you. Like, it's fine, you know? And, you know, I was like, okay, cool. And so I did the video, and then I sent it to them, and they fucking ghosted me, girl. They just, like, they were like, yeah, we're not gonna. I was like, okay. That's fine. I posted it anyway, because I was like, all right, well, guess that's fine. But, yeah, I never heard from them. Wrote to them many times, and so that just never. Yeah. Negative Yelp review, right? I was like so unprofessional. Like whoever I was in contact with for freaking Dark Descent, they were nice. They were like seemed so into it, and then yeah, they like just totally ghosted me, and I was like, that's so unprofessional. So me and Dark Descent have beef, but regardless of that, I didn't like Starspawn. Regardless of that, I didn't like that album. So, I don't really care all that much about Blood Incantation. I think I care more about 200 Stab Wounds than I do Blood Incantation. So, what did y'all think about their last record? Hidden History of the Human Race. Used to be a great label. I can't speak for how they are as a label. I'm just talking about my own personal experience dealing with them. So, you're welcome. That was a couple years ago anyway, so I don't even care. I just remember that. I just remember that from, like, that reaction. What was the name of their last album? Hidden History of the Human Race. Dark Descent. Josh from Portland, Oregon. My band played with you a few years ago. Happy to see you killing it on YouTube. Oh my gosh. Hi, Bear Claw. Josh. What band? I played with... There's a lot of... Kyle and the Mountain did a lot of shows. You have to remind me. What band, what venue? I think Unique Leader is my favorite label right now. Yeah. I don't know. Like, Metal Blade has been doing a really good job. I wish I could partner with Metal Blade. I really wish I could, because they have a lot of really great stuff. And they've just been, like, on point when it comes to the albums, the vinyls that they're printing. Same with Earache. Like, honestly, I know a lot of people have, like, iffy feelings about Earache. But they genuinely have been, like, pushing the stuff. So, Hidden History was good. People who like Horrendous and similar bands will like it. Time Wave Zero EP was crap. Yeah. I understand. They're too big of a price tag. I don't know. I'm just waiting to see what Josh says. You can't remember what venue it was? The audio sequence! Yes! Wait, that was a while ago. Hold on. I remember that. Where did we play, dude? There were so many freaking venues. Thanks for being here. Thanks for writing. Yeah, now I still do the, you know, I do the Southern rock sound now for my own, you know, it's Kai on the Mountain's now like a solo project. It's basically Kai on the Mountain's like my stage name now. So, which is funny because it's like that's like Southern rock is what I play and what my voice is good at. But I like talk about some of the like goriest death metal that's ever existed on this channel. Kanisha on the Mountain. It might have been more than a few years. Oh, it was a while. I took like a hiatus from music for a long time just because I was going through like some awful shit. But y'all just had a new album come out. Look at you guys. This is cool. I'm going to see if I can find... Now I'm stalking your Facebook page. You're welcome. Oh my God. Happy to support. I always loved your music. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know whether I want to, like, keep Kai on the Mountain as, like, my stage name or band name, or whether I just want to be, like, Kai Peltier, or I was even contemplating being, like, I'm a Kaya. I just don't know. Like, on YouTube, I think I'll have a separate YouTube channel where I just post, like, all my music, but I'll probably just put everything else on the same I'm a Kaya thing. You know? Because I'm, like, I've built this whole, like, metal brand, I guess, which is great. So, make some enchiladas today? What does that have to do with anything? I mean, like, I love, you know, I love enchiladas. You don't have to tell me twice. Let's see. Oh my God. It was in 2017. That was our show. No reason needed is true. So it was a single release show on Saturday. We did with Just People, Kai on the Mountain, and Falcon Heart. Oh, I remember Falcon Heart. Where did we play? Was it at, oh my God. It was at the Analog, right? Yeah, because that was a tiny ass stage, dude. 2017. Yeah, you remember that? The Analog is a tiny freaking stage. Oh my God, it's so tiny. And I remember, like, I think that was the show that I tried out my new in-ear monitors that time, and I was like, it just seemed a little overkill because the stage was so freaking tiny, but it was also so incredibly loud that I was like, oh, I feel like I'm gonna struggle hearing my voice, you know? I just finished watching the history of heavy metal and your stream popped up. Hi, Ryan! Thanks for being here. Yeah, the Analog is so small, right? Falcon Heart rings a bell. They're from Portland. I don't know if they're still doing music or not, but they're great. I'ma be up on the mountain. Yes. Well, and so I actually hired their violinist from Falcon Heart to track violins on the Ballad of Antler Bear demo, which just, you know, never officially put out or whatever. But the violin she brought to the studio was so freaking cool because it was like this acoustic electric violin. And it, like, literally was like a stick with, like, just the strings, the violin strings. It didn't look like a violin at all, but it was very cool. So, acoustic electric. That's a thing. I have like acoustic electric guitars. That's what I've got like 3 over there, 4 over there. Hi Encore, how are you? Oh god, the analog. Yeah, I have memories. Memories from that show. Well, I'm now recording my 4th album, so we'll see how it goes. What do you use to clean your electric guitars? Actually, I don't know if it's out, but I have like this. It could be over here. Let's see. Yeah, because I think the cleaning spray might be. Let's see. Yeah, cleaning spray is somewhere else, but I use like a really nice instrument dust rag. And then I have this like cleaning polishing spray. And so when I'm like, which I haven't done in a while, I need to, but when I'm like really cleaning my guitars, I also restring them at the same time. So I'll take off all the strings and then I'll just like fully like spray and dust it down and then restring them. But I'm weird and I like to have, I play all like Martins, and I have a Washburn. So those are the acoustic guitars that I really, really love. So I personally feel like Martins sound better when your strings are older and they're a little, tarnished and they're not super new. And when they're worn, when they're old, for me personally, I feel like the sound is a lot more rich. So I don't change the strings as often with my Martins. You mentioning electric guitars makes me think of the pain I feel for my broken my PRS. Like I still need to get it fixed. My poor PRS. Go. Yeah, just get like a good, honestly, just go to Guitar Center and just look for, it's in like a little brownish gold bottle and it comes with like a dust rag that looks like this. And that's what I've been using for years. Yeah, my PRS is fucking broken, dude. Broken. Just order it on like Sweetwater then. Yeah. It's just, I basically need to get, I need to get somebody to repair the neck and just make sure that the sound is like better. I'm just worried that it's not going to be, the same. But then I have a Fender Telecaster, a genuine Fender Telecaster from like the 70s, freaking heavy ass guitar. I just have to string it. I just have to restring it. So, Martins are my favorite. I have 3. An acoustic electric, an acoustic, and then, or maybe 2 acoustics. Maybe 2 Martins. And then I have a Washburn. Yeah, it's sometimes restringing is so hard. But, I have a 12 string, and that I'm afraid to restring. I don't think I've ever shown it. I could show it to you. But, I bought it, pre-owned at a shop actually in Portland. It's a Seagull. But it came with, like, this little indent, And it's just, like, I like them worn. I like to have them more worn. But yeah, it's a 12 string. This thing is a bitch to restring, but it's an acoustic electric, and she's great. Great sound if you want that. So, hi, Miss Ma'am. But it's an amazing instrument. Left 7-string Jackson Dinky and a Fender Squire Strat that I found in the trash. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. It's a mean headstock, I know. Ugh. Yeah, she's silly. Alright, you guys. I'm gonna go film and watch my Cannibal Corpse Part 2 deep dive if you have time. And I'll be doing several videos over the next week or so. Like I said, I've got a Patreon that I post a bunch of exclusive content. So don't be shy. If you want to support the channel a little bit more, you can join that. So, hi Spooth, how are you? Great music nerds have taken over the stream. Yes. People don't realize that I am a music nerd. Mild gearhead, but not really. I haven't picked it back up since. I feel that. Yeah. Well, I have a loose knob on my banjo it's a 5-string. And I had a loose knob on the 5th string, and it came out, and then the string obviously came out, and I just haven't restrung it either, and I'm like, oh. Band nerds nerding out. It's true. All right, you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday. I appreciate you being here. Wait until Metal Blade or Cannibal Corpse officially announce Torture or Evisceration Plague. Okay, I mean, you can do whatever you want with your money and your time, but I personally wouldn't pre-order it through Rare Waves. Okay? Yes. It was so good to chat with you too, Josh. Thanks for being here. See y'all on Discord. And I'll see you later, okay? Bye, you guys. Bye, bye, bye.